Welcome to Profiles in Business, a show that is dedicated to telling your story about your business. We're here to inspire, educate, and inform. And now, here are your hosts, Ernie Costello and Darwin Strong.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Profiles in Business. We are going to talk about oGoing.com, a social media network. Our guest is Sanjay Dalal. He's the founder and CEO of oGoing Inc. and chief innovator of InnovationMain.com. He's also a social media entrepreneur, innovation consultant, and author, and speaker and community volunteer. oGoing is an exclusive social network and social media marketing communications website for the small business community. Welcome to the show, Sanjay.
Ernie, how are you? Well, I'm great to be here.
So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
And my journey in America started a long time back, and I came to the States in 1987. And I would say the real journey started even before that. My father, actually, believe it or not, he was here in the U.S. in 1957. And the reason he came here was he did really well in his college in India. And he was able to get the scholarship from Rotary. And many of us know Rotary. So it was a Rotary Foundation scholarship. And because of that, he was able to attend Stanford University and got his MBA in 1959. And he worked here a few years. My mom and dad, another interesting story is they got married here in Washington, D.C. And then they went back to India to support my grandmother and the extended family. So that's kind of the reason I say that is if my father hadn't done some of that, he probably wouldn't have had the exposure to America and the entrepreneurship and the education and, what we are all about here. So when the opportunity came in 87 and my sister was coming here for her master's, I easily, tagged along. I said, I'm going with her. So both of us arrived and, I went to school here. I started at the University of Oklahoma and then I transferred to University of Texas at Austin where I got my undergraduate degree in computer engineering and electrical engineering. And then I went for my master's at Arizona State in computer science. So I'm a geek. I'm an engineer, software engineer. And then I had different forays into, software engineering, I would say roles at different companies like Honeywell, Bull, and IBM. And happenstance moved me to California in 1997 to work at my wife's brother-in-law's startup company in Silicon Valley. And I haven't looked back since, so I've become, I would say, a serial entrepreneur since then.
That's great. Now, what brought you to oGoing? What brought you to the development of oGoing?
Absolutely. So, as with entrepreneurs, we're always looking at, what's not working, and what is it that isn't there yet. And what I found back in 2009 is there isn't really anything that's working for the small business. And in particular with all the social networks out there. At that time we had Twitter, we had LinkedIn, we had Facebook, we had MySpace, we had Friendster and many more. But I didn't really see anything created to promote a small business. So I said, look, that's not working. So I said, look, a small business is a very, very different being, different entity. They need all the help they need to expose and promote what they do. So I said, what if I design something which can cater to their needs and really promote what they do? Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be exciting? And so from that point on, I kind of said, let's go out and create a network for the small business community. Now, initially, when I created oGoing, I was actually providing them their own network that they can use, at their own company. But again, the challenge with that was that was a little too overwhelming for them because they were still getting used to this whole idea of using social media. So I kind of stepped back on that. I said, look, what we really need is a place, which is what oGoing.com is, where they can go there and share their passions, share their stories, share their products, share what they're doing, share what's going on. And that's kind of how it morphed over the few years, And so now we are very much, oGoing.com is a social media platform and a network for the small business. Yeah.
Okay, before we get into the specifics of your services,
Right.
how did you come up with the name oGoing?
That's a great question. Well, I looked at many names, and I always loved the word going, because going has a connotation of going forward or moving forward or going places, where, that's what we're all about. We're always trying to think of the next thing we want to do. So I loved the word going. So I said, look, whatever I'm going to do, it has to have the word going in there. So then the next question was, well, of course, going.com wasn't available. Somebody else had done some things with that. So I said, well, what is it that I should do with the word going? And I did a lot of research with my family. I even had a time where I had coined the word me going, but that sounded really too me-ish, if you may. And then there was the I generation had started thanks to Steve Jobs and Apple. So I even thought of I going, but it didn't quite jam that well. And then suddenly another epiphany came, and I said, oh, going. That sounds exciting. Oh, and oh has this connotation of opportunities. I'm from India. Oh has a connotation of Om, which is, kind of the eternal sound, and gives you that, that thought of calmness, and tranquility. And O is, kind of the universal thought of, something, big. So, and I looked, and oGoing was available. But I still wasn't convinced yet. So I asked my kids, what do you think of oGoing? And initially, sounds interesting, Dad. I said, that's okay. Then I let them forget about it. And I asked them again after a week, do you remember that name I told you? Oh, yeah, Dad, oGoing. I said, that's it. We're going to call it oGoing. Because I wanted to make sure whether they remember it or not. And they did.
Well, that's a good way of doing it. If the kids can remember the name a week later, then yeah, it's a good name.
And then it's a connotation of what's going on too.
Yeah.
That came a bit later. Okay.
So when did you start oGoing?
So the design process of oGoing started in summer of 2009. Believe it or not, the height of this great recession that most of us experienced, quite a bit. We all know that. And I thought that's a great time to start something if I would have the support of my family, of course, and the patience to hopefully see it through. Because I knew it was going to be a long journey, because I didn't think it's going to be something which is going to be like a Netscape browser, which is going to just take off and, get rich quick overnight. No, I said, look, we're going to build something of value and stay with it and see where we go with it. I think I look at this as more of a journey at this point, after having done it for 4 years now. I said, look, let's just keep on adding and creating more value for small businesses. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I started. And of course, ever since we have been tinkering, trying to make sure it looks better, it performs better, it provides more value to our businesses. Ultimately, I want it where it's sticky, where they should feel like they want to go back. And I think if we do that, if we just do that one thing, then I think we would have hit the mark. I mean, to me, that alone is what is gratifying. Like, there's a reason why business went back to oGoing and shared something again, right?
Right.
Because that's the hardest thing to do. I think it's probably easy to get somebody at the door. It's much harder to get them to come back to the door.
Right, yeah.
We do have a lot of social media out there, Facebook, Twitter.
Right.
Well, MySpace is gone, but we have, and Plaxo and LinkedIn. So what are some of the features that you have that they don't have?
That's a great question. I think I'll probably answer it in three things. One is the focus. I think what they have is they are all huge networks with, Facebook has over 1 billion people now, and Twitter is a few 100 million, and LinkedIn is about growing as quick. But so I would say their focus is kind of the big audiences out there. They're all worldwide now, whereas my focus is local. My focus is the small business, and even that within that, I would say initial focus is American small business here in the U.S., which are 28 million. And I think that's great, because if I stay focused on that, that allows me to think about what are their pain points, what are their challenges, what is it I can do to help them promote their products and services better. And that's what I've been doing. All along I've been thinking always that what is it that I can make their experience simple, where they can come to oGoing and start sharing information, be it a product, be it a service, be it an offer that they want to promote for tomorrow or next week. Maybe it's a need that they have, a pressing need, but they can't find an answer to that. So that's what I did. I created a very simple solution where they can come in and share what's going on in as few as 30 seconds or less. And they can attach a nice photograph or a flyer to what it is that they want to say. And boom, they hit the post and now it's shared. But the best part is not only it's shared on their profile and it adds value to their profile, the more of the things they share. But at oGoing, we also share what you say with the whole community. So everything you say, gets visibility and exposure with everybody else on oGoing.com. And I think that's the key difference. Because none of the other networks give you that, exposure where everybody sees it. And now everybody wants to interact and engage with that business. I think most networks, they only limit your visibility to the people you're connected to directly. At oGoing, we want to give small business the maximum exposure that they can get in minimum time.
How many members do you have now on oGoing?
So we actually just crossed a very important milestone of 10,000 members, so I'm really happy to share that. And again, a lot of hard work went to doing that, because a lot of what we do is grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
And membership is a big part. I mean, growth is, if you ask me what are the 3 challenges facing me today, right? I mean, growing the network is still a big thing that I'm focused on. So our goal this year is to hopefully get to 25,000 members, and we are trying different ways to accelerate, the membership of oGoing. But that's nothing. If you look at how many businesses we have in Southern California alone, which is where oGoing is based. Our focus is Southern California and Orange County even more so. There are over 1 million businesses here,
Mm-hmm.
small businesses. So to me, getting to 25,000 of them, where they think of oGoing and they join oGoing because they believe in it and they want to now share what's going on, I think that's not a big number to achieve. But I know that we are small, so we're going to try everything we can to get to that goal this year.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It seems like you combined some of the features of Twitter and Facebook because we all know Twitter, you only have 140 characters before
That's true.
before you, and once you hit that, they don't even post it, and you have to sit there and shorten it. Whereas on your site, you can write out as much as you want, and you can even add the attachments, as you say.
Yes.
And it's quick.
It's very quick, and that goes back to the limitation, because when I was designing oGoing, I said, look, I don't want limitations for small businesses where they are stipulated by a limit that was imposed by I don't know who. I mean, why should they be limited to what they share? So on oGoing, you can share your heart's content. You can share as much as you want, and there's no limit. And we want you to do that. And you're right. You can attach some really nice photos, which then become part of your profile. And as we all know, a picture says 1,000 words. I recommend all members of the oGoing community to be more visual, to share more visual things. But there is something to be said about writing. I'm a big fan of great content. I love to see when people share that content, with a lot of passion and share what they're saying. And that, I don't believe, can be expressed, when you're limiting the user to 140 characters. But we also realize that Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and Google Plus do add value when it comes to marketing. So we took a two-pronged approach. We told our users that not only you can promote what you do on oGoing.com, but we also integrate directly to these networks. So from within oGoing, now when you share something, your updates are visible on all 5 networks with just one click. And I think that's amazing, because now you're able to multiply your expression, 5 times, and with 1/5 the work. And I think, again, that was another thing that we designed to give our small business audience, the maximum visibility, with minimum effort.
Okay, you know what? Hold on to that, Sanjay. We have Sanjay Dalal with us, the CEO and innovator and inventor of oGoing. And you're listening to Profiles in Business with Darwin
And Ernie.
And we'll be right back.
You're listening to Profiles in Business.
Hello, welcome back. We're to Profiles in Business. We're with Sanjay Dalal, founder and CEO of oGoing.com. So, Sanjay, could you tell us about specifically the types of memberships that you offer?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, one thing when we designed oGoing is I wanted to make sure that every business out there, every small business out there can join oGoing with minimum effort. So, we have done a lot of analysis on that. It just takes 5 minutes. All a business has to do is go to oGoing.com, click on the sign up button, fill out their profile, and they're good to go. Of course, they want to confirm your email because that way you can receive, your new leads and, your notifications as other members connect to you. But that's all it takes. And so we still have, through this year, free membership where any business can still join locally and connect and engage and expose what they do, and, get more business coming to you. There's nothing better than that, But, as we are growing the network and, we also realize that some businesses, they need, even more visibility. They need even more exposure. And they need a little more work because they don't have the time and the resources themselves to do it. So we designed a new plan called oGoing Pro, which is actually a nominal fee of $39 a month. And with the Pro membership, what we do is we feature the business at oGoing.com so it gets more visibility. Not only that, when a business promotes, we feature those updates so that updates, again, get more exposure, on the timelines and, more businesses get to see what they're saying. And not only that, we also then promote what they do on other social networks. And all that for just $39 a month. And the price point we thought, because we said, look, that's the cost of one good dinner, in this day and age. And that's nothing, for a business to say, let's put that and see what we get out of it. And we have many businesses now that have signed up for that plan, the oGoing Pro plan. And, I have to say quite a few, they're happy with that because we give them a lot of exposure, through that plan. But again, the businesses that come back and ask for more. So we created another business plan called oGoing Max, which is $99 a month. Where we now share on their behalf because, again, businesses don't have time to even write the content. So we say, let us do that for you. Let us come back and share something creative and something exciting, something inspiring that will inspire your audience. And so for that, we have a plan which is $99 a month. And then beyond that, we provide services, which go all the way to like $499 a month as well. But again, we are staying focused in, with our small business community, where we provide affordable plans, for every business out there. And our goal also this year is to make oGoing a fee-based community altogether. We haven't quite enforced that goal yet, but, we'll probably do it sometime this year where the annual membership would be $99, to be an oGoing member. And I know that's a double-edged sword in this day and age because all the other networks are free. So we have to show some amazing value that a small business owner and entrepreneur will see from being in oGoing and being exclusive to oGoing to be able to pay the $99 membership for the year. And so it's a work in progress. Yeah.
What do you expect out of the business owner once they take one of these memberships?
Well, it's all about promoting what they do. I mean, it's all about exposing them so that they are able to make, more trusted connections through oGoing. They're able to share, what they are doing, through oGoing, and not just oGoing, on all the other social networks as well, as I talked earlier. And so that visibility that a business will get, which they normally don't get just through their website, or even they don't get through some of the more traditional means of marketing, is what oGoing will be able to do. Maximum visibility, with minimum effort, maximum marketing with minimum effort, for that small business owner. All we are asking is come join and share. And I think, that doesn't come naturally for a lot of businesses. And that's why we host, different seminars, webinars to share with them, how easy and how good it is to share what to do.
Why don't you take a moment and tell us about the apps that you're offering?
Yes, absolutely. So, as we know, we are in the middle of this whole mobile and smartphone revolution, right? Everybody out there is pretty much using their smartphones for pretty much doing everything, including running their business. So, and we didn't want to be left behind as well. Actually, we wanted to move forward with that. So last year we launched our iPhone app, which is amazing. Everything you can do at oGoing.com, you can do through your iPhone and some. Which means you can share what's going on, you can share your products, you can share services, you can even scan, the new businesses as they are joining, and see what they are and connect to them. Not only that, we give you everything about the business that they join, including their email information and their contacts. So it's really up to you. You can click on that email and send them an email saying, hey, I like what you're doing. Let's have coffee. Let's connect. So that's what the app brings you. The app brings you the power of small business social media right at your fingertips. And we worked very hard to design this app on the iPhone. I mean, we worked over a whole year to make sure it's really good and really easy, because my goal is always about the ease of use, and it has to be very engaging where the user wants to come back and use it more and more. And I'm happy to share now we are also going to create an Android app which should be released in the next month or so. It's almost ready. It's 95% there, but I'm a stickler, so I'm still making sure it's almost bug free, right? So we'll get it done in the next month or so.
Well,
and then we're going to refine the iPhone app as well. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. That is really exciting. How can people get a hold of you? Or they want to join oGoing. They're getting really excited. They're listening to the show and they're going, I want to be a part of this. What do they do?
That's great. I'm very approachable, as many of you know. I mean, part of the fun with oGoing is, we have a phone number. I don't know if you know that. We are a social network that has a phone number.
Wow,
There you go.
So you can call our oGoing's main phone number, which is 949-288-6880. And believe it or not, most times I answer the phone because I of course I want to make sure these are real callers who are looking for help or members. Yeah. And many a times I'm on the phone trying to help my customers out. That's what oGoing is different, and that's why we love what what we do. Of course, as we grow, we're going to have more people, but we're always going to have a phone number that a small business owner can call for any help that they need, not just on oGoing, but any social media questions they may have.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
Well, we keep mentioning your website, so you go ahead and mention how they can log on.
Well, it's oGoing.com. That's oGoing.com. You can log in from your desktop, from your iPad or your tablet, from your iPhone or your Android phone or Windows phone. Doesn't matter. Everywhere you can go, you can connect. Go to oGoing.com, and now, of course, with the apps as well. And all you have to do is go there, sign up, join in. It takes less than 5 minutes. And the best thing is, as you go there, you will also see what's going on, what other businesses are doing and sharing. I'm sure you're going to have fun with it.
That's good. In conclusion, have we missed anything? Or is there anything you want to let the audience know?
Well, I'm passionate, as you can imagine. I think, as we know, the small business is the heart and soul of America. We have 28 million businesses here. And I think we are on this journey to help, promote and make the small businesses successful. And obviously, we will need a lot of help, from the community, and from partners and supporters as we grow oGoing and grow our vision to really become, the social network for small business. That's my ultimate goal. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to, growing the oGoing community.
That's great. We'd like to thank you for being on our show and sharing oGoing with us and to our listening audience.
Well, Sanjay, we learned a lot, so thank you for being here.
And you've been listening to Profiles in Business. I'm Darwin.
And I'm Ernie.
And we'll connect next time.
Profiles in Business is produced by Skyline MediaCast Productions in association with Taylor Pacific Video. Your hosts have been Ernie Castello and Darwin Strong. Produced by Suzanne Strong. Executive producer John Reynolds. For more information, visit our website at www.skylinemediacast.com and then click on radio.